The following was taken from a transcript of a letter to the editor from Attorney David Huffman and printed in the March 13, 2011 issue of the Parkersburg News and Sentinel. A few slight changes were made in wording, and this is only meant to be a podcast demonstration, not as an actual broadcast. FCC, enemy of the free speech. The Federal Communications Commission is the enemy of free speech. The FCC is a key component of the Obama administration's radical agenda. I pray the American people refer to history and what happens when there is a shutdown of opposition voices. When opposition voices are shut down, governments can do whatever they want, including but not limited to the killing of its own people. In fact, there are those on the left who are close to the administration who believe in a full, quote, worker of the world revolution, end quote, not just in the United States, but in the entire world. Ask yourself why the unions are teaming up with the Islamic in the Middle East, and why do we have international unions in Wisconsin? There is convincing evidence that the, quote, Communist Manifesto revolution, end quote, is coming here. The FCC intends to control opposition speech on the internet through what they're calling net neutrality. Neutrality, as they desire it, is really whatever the left believes. The FCC intends to control conservative talk radio through diversity and localization. The FCC proposes that 25% of a radio station's airtime must be devoted to local issues. The radio stations also must provide opposing points of view. Local stations cannot afford this. The FCC knows that truth. Radio stations which do not comply will be fined by the FCC if it gets its way. The FCC intends to give this money to National Public Radio, or NPR, which is radical left-wing media. NPR already receives $90 million a year in taxpayer funds. That money needs to be cut off by the American people. The American people must stand tall against this kind of control. Once freedom of speech is over, the lights are out as far as any possibility of individual freedom according to history. My friends, you can choose to sit on your hands, do nothing, and just watch this happen. My hope is that you will become more active with the Patriot movement in order to preserve our freedom. The current FCC regulators are the enemy of the American people with the agenda to end your freedom of speech, just like the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. How many of you watch Fox News? The administration and the FCC are attempting to minimize Fox News and you. The old media is already controlled by the left, who do not care about America. What will America be like without Fox News, talk radio, and the internet? Scary, that's what.